I'm here in Medjugorje. I'm with, what's your name?
My name is Michael.
Michael, where are you from?
From Donegal,
Ireland.
top of Ireland.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me, you said 36 years now
Yeah.
you come to Medjugorje?
1987.
Yeah.
My wife came here with her mother, and she was intending to stay a few days with her mother, and then she was go down to the Makarska for the rest of the week. Anyhow, those days, no mobile phones, no taxis, so she only contacts me when she gets back to Dublin. She says, didn't leave Medjugorje for the week.
Why? Why did she?
Because she was just drawn to it. And she says to me, you should, you'll have to go there soon.
Yeah.
Well, I'd never been to mainland Europe, never mind there in curtain countries. So anyhow, I was setting up a little business at the time and needed all the money. But anyhow, she knew if waited until the money was run out, there'd be no Medjugorje. So she gathered up another few people, 10 other people. We lived out in the country at the time, and we anyhow set sail for the journey on leap year day of 1988, totally out of season.
Yeah.
3 flights to get here. Quite a horrendous journey, really. Weatherways, language, and the courier never turned up at Zagreb, so therefore nobody could speak English.
Yeah.
Communist guards were very hostile. Anyhow, 8 of our pilgrims never had a passport before, so that meant they were never on an airplane before. So we get into a little airplane, about maybe 70, 80 seater plane, no upholstery, no plastic cladding, tin box we would call it in Ireland. And the coughs and splutters of that twin propeller plane, there was a lot of white faces within my group. Anyhow, I'm here anyhow, I'm still thinking on practical terms. Hello. Another time would have suited me much better. So anyhow, the 4th evening when we were here, when the rosary stops for the apparitions, in the silence I heard, you really want to know why you're here? It was me who brought you here, and it would have taken you much, much longer to find my son Jesus on your own. Gospel herself.
Wow.
No turning back.
Wow. And then you come 36 years.
I've been bringing groups over the years, yeah. The only years I missed was the 3 years of the war, and then of course the COVID year. I would have brought 2 groups a number of years in the early days, and out of those groups there's been 3 vocations to the priesthood. Yeah, and certainly 2 of them had no intention of being priests. One man, his mother was coming with me, and she said, or he said that he might think about it. Back then, you got your quota from Dublin because Donegal was not very big crowd, big groups, so the Dublin ones got the groups. Anyhow, I had 4 seats left at that time, so he never came back to me. Remember, as I say, still the days when there was no mobile phones, difficult to track down somebody. Anyhow, he eventually, Paul rang me then and said he'd decided he was going. So I said, except I get a cancellation now, there's no hope. 4 days before due to go, he phoned me up and said, yeah, I've decided to go. Well, 2 weeks before we were due to go. So then I said, except I get a cancellation. 4 days before we were due to go, he said, I rang him and said I had got a cancellation and that all was ready to go. You know what he said? My passport's out of date. It was in the days, it so happened I had a contact in the passport office. It's a 1-day operation. Came to Medjugorje, hadn't been practicing the faith very strongly, and I suppose we were coming up one evening to the evening devotions and he's going the opposite direction. I said, come to the church instead of going. No, he said, just been to confession, haven't been there for many years. At the age of 42 years later, he's the only priest ordained for our diocese.
Wow, unbelievable. powerful.
Yeah.
This is so powerful. You give me goosebumps. And what is confession for you?
Oh, the first time I came here,
Yeah.
Father Philip,
Uh-huh.
fire and brimstone off the pulpit, and I thought, well, yeah, I best go to him. He'll sort me out. And we had gone to Father Joseph's on the second, third evening, so I was planning to go the following evening. Those days, just confession each side of the church. You must remember as well, there was very few English-speaking people at the first week of March, and they went into the church, intended to go to confession the following evening. Anyhow, without any thought process, my feet turned towards the confessional, went in there, and there was Father Philip.
Wow.
And all I can say, he was the opposite to what he was on the pulpit, and it was his prayer was the power. And I came out, tears rolling, and if I feel the same when I'm dying, it'll be an easy journey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just to be in a state of grace, no, and ready to go.
Ready to go.
That's
yeah,
all our aim, no,
Yeah,
in this
yeah,
world, to get
yeah,
to that
yeah,
stage
yeah.
in grace, well confessed, Holy Communion,
Yeah,
that we can
Yeah,
go in
yeah,
peace,
yeah,
no?
yeah. So,
Wow. And you pray the rosary?
yes,
Why?
try to pray 3 times a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Why?
Don't always manage, but, well, Gospel did say that you have to pray it until you get to like it. And I really like it now. And at least if I don't do 2 rosaries a day, I have an emptiness that day. Yeah. And of course, the Divine Mercy Chaplet as well. Very,
why
very.
that one? That's very important. We don't often talk about. It's very important. Why the Divine Mercy Chaplet?
Oh, I've had experiences through the Divine Mercy as well. Remember once, well, let's say he was an acquaintance. Poor man was alcoholic and drug taking. Had spent some years in America when he was very young, and he was a bit all over the place. Anyhow, once in a while he would call at the door, and, well, you would let him in anyhow and give him a cup of tea. Anyhow, at some stage anyhow, somebody phoned me to say he had been he was on unemployment or sick benefit, so he only got his pay once every month, not every week. So of course a big splash for a week and then nothing for 3 weeks. Somebody contacted me to say that he'd been in the nightclub downtown and he had taken a massive heart attack and that he was in the hospital, dangerously ill. So I was leaving town that day and I thought I'd better call and see him anyhow. And it was like when I was leaving the house, a voice said, "Bring St. Faustina's relic with you."
Yeah.
Went there to the hospital. He was all wired up, all swollen up. He knew that he wasn't going to survive it. His mother and sister were there. Left the relic of St. Faustina with him. Anyhow, went on. I was going out of town that day to do a day's work, and I did the Divine Mercy Chaplet for him. And then, of course, Doubting Thomas came in, and I said, "Well, you know, I know you look after him, Jesus, but it'd be nice if I got a little sign."
Yeah.
Anyhow, had workmen coming in, ran short of material in the afternoon, needed some more supplies, cement and wood. Jumped into my van to pick it up, and when I got into the van, I started another Divine Mercy Chaplet. Looked at the time, it was 4:10.
Yeah.
Came back, workmen used the material I brought in, and then went back to town in the evening about 6 or 7 o'clock. About 8 o'clock, his sister rang to say her brother had passed or died that evening. 4:10 when I started the second chaplet.
Wow, gives me goosebumps.
Yeah.
You accompanied him, you know.
Sorry.
You helped him on his journey.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. So that's
Unbelievable.
Divine Mercy.
Yeah.
Oh.
And what would you tell people you're married? What is a good marriage? What
Oh,
do
well,
people have to do?
Every marriage is up and down, no matter how good it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you just keep praying.
Together.
Yeah. Because sometimes it doesn't work out, but
Yeah.
you still stick with it. Confession is so important above anything.
Mm-hmm.
I still, first year after being in Medjugorje, like I decided, or I knew I had to decide that I had to go there at least once a month,
Mm-hmm.
and it was so difficult for a full year. I could find an excuse every time, not one excuse but dozens of excuses,
Mm-hmm.
but anyhow got it into practice, and now I know when I sin I sometimes have to go, well, at least every 2 weeks, maybe oftener, who knows.
Yeah.
It's the key, I think.
The
It's
key is confession.
Yeah,
To have the right connection with God.
yeah.
And you have that connection, you have that enthusiasm. If somebody wants that joy and that peace, that enthusiasm, that connection, what would you tell him? How can people have that connection?
Stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. A lot of hard work in the beginning,
Yeah.
but you always get the grace.
Yeah.
And I'll just finish off by saying I have escaped death 5 times already in life.
Tell that. Wow, amazing.
Sorry?
Wow. And what is your, you say 5 times you skipped death.
Yep.
And what is the conclusion out of that?
Conclusion is our Blessed Mother still wants me taking groups to Medjugorje. I take groups every year.
Every year.
Yeah. Well, as I say, in the early days, maybe twice a year.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did you have near-death experiences?
Well, it was near death in the fact that death was almost imminent, but each time I got a grace. It was all right, even I did die.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And why do you bring these groups? Why Medjugorje? Why should people come here?
Because that's where I found it all. Couldn't go any place better. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank God. It's been a privilege.
Yeah, I see.
Still hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking groups, that's amazing. Please pray
Yeah.
for the tour guides, because it's a tough job.
Yeah.
But a rewarding job.
Yeah. But anyhow.
Thank you so much for that beautiful interview.
You're
Do you
welcome.
have anything else you want to tell the people?
No, well, I say just keep working at it as long as we're alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a constant journey,
Yeah, it's a constant journey, and it's different every year. Yeah.
And just don't give up. Just pray
Yeah,
again
yeah.
and start
Well,
again. No?
When you know the grace is there, it always comes.
Amen.
Yeah. Of course, that doesn't mean what you come under constant attack from the negative powers as well.
Yes.
Very strong at times, but
I can imagine, especially you bringing the people
yeah.
here. What do you do against these attacks?
Well, one of my priest friends says just keep the rosary, and he says nothing less than 3 rosaries.
Yeah.
And he's only a young man, even half my age. Yeah.
Wow, what can I say? Thank you for that beautiful interview.
You're welcome.